Can anybody hear me?
It's going down, fade to black shit. The homies got at me, collab creations. Bump like agony, no doubt. I put it down, never slouch.
Hello.
As long as my critic could vouch, that's all couldn't catch me. Who could stop with Dre making moves, attracting monies like a magnet.
I need someone to let me know if they can hear me.
Still moving this flavor with the homies Black Street Teddy, the original rough shakers.
Queen, you can hear me? Okay, hey guys. Okay, then let me know if I'm too loud or not because I can't tell. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead with saying hey to everybody. So hi Christy, hey Queen, hey Quinice, hey D Slade. Let's see, Taboo. I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. Passion, Big Sexy, Booksy. Hi to everybody who's coming into the room. I'm so glad to see you guys. All right, so like I told you guys in my community post, this is like my second live. So I'm sorry if I'm a little nervous doing this. I'm not really comfortable going live yet. So just bear with me during this. I'm going to let a few more people come into the room and then I'll get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off just, giving my little thoughts about the whole Breonna Taylor situation since I didn't really do that in my videos. And then I'll go ahead and post the link and anybody who wants to join the live can go ahead and join the live, okay? Can y'all hear this music in the background? All right, we got 23 people in here so far. Thank you, Miss B. Thank you, Shani. Sorry if I said your name wrong, too. Hi, Kinks and Curls. All right, if the music gets too loud at any point, just let me know. Oh, it is too loud? Hey, boo, I see you. All right, so for all those that's in here already, I'm going to go ahead and start talking about Breonna. I'm not sure if you guys said it was yes, that it was too loud or not, but okay. So, like a lot of you, when I first heard the Breonna Taylor story, I heard the same thing that you guys heard. I heard that, it was the wrong house. The police had already picked up their suspect. He was in custody, etc. So, just like everybody else, I was like, this shit is crazy. What the hell happened here? So it was maybe like, I want to say a week or two after the story dropped. I went and I actually pulled up those same statements that you guys heard in my video. I went and listened to them. And that was the first time where I kind of was like, oh, okay, well, this probably isn't going to go the way everybody thinks it's going to go. It kind of seems like a self-defense situation, no matter how you look at it. I'm not sure if I'll get a copyright strike for playing the music. If I do, oh, well, I don't care. Yeah, so when I listened to the statements, the first thing that caught me off guard really was when I heard the boyfriend say that he admitted that like Breonna shot a cop first. And I was like, well, I'm not understanding the whole, how are you trying to protect Breonna and then you sold her out? And I'm sorry, guys, there's a train in the background. Let me roll this up so you can't hear it. Okay. So I was wondering, like, why would you tell them that she shot them? And it kind of seemed like, he was trying to take away any guilt from himself. And there was a couple of other things that he said in his statement that kind of made me feel like he was definitely trying to take away the blame from himself. Now, the other thing that kind of caught my attention was the fact that he didn't get no bullet holes. I was confused about how he claims that him and Breonna were both standing side by side in the hallway when the shooting went off and they both hit the ground at the same time, but yet he didn't get not a single bullet in him. So here's something that I didn't play in the video. It says I'm going. Okay, hold on. Let me pause this. Can you guys hear me fine? Or is it still going in and out? All right, you guys let me know. I'm just going to go ahead and continue, okay? So, the part I didn't play in my video, he did tell the cops that, like, when the shooting started, the side of the hallway that he was on, he says that he was kind of like on the side where, like, the extra bedroom and the bathroom was. So, when the shooting started, he, like, he claims that his body was somehow shielded by the bathroom or bedroom door. So to me, it kind of seemed like, well, and another thing that was mentioned too that I forgot to say was that Breonna actually didn't have any clothes on. She was naked. So that's the reason why the boyfriend said that he threw on her clothes. So she didn't have no clothes on. She was naked when they were walking down the hallway. So when the officer claims that he turned the corner and he saw Kenneth with his arms outstretched, I kind of had a feeling that Kenneth was trying to block Breonna because she was naked. And when he let off the shot, he didn't realize it was a cop until he let off the shot. Because the next thing he says is that once he let off the shot, he got scared and he dropped the gun on the ground and then he kicked it away. So once again, not understanding how he was trying to protect her, I don't really understand the purpose of him picking up the gun if he was that scared to use it. Exactly. A lot of people were wondering how didn't he get shot. But if you guys go back and listen to his full statement that he gave to the police, he does give some like explanation of how his body was somehow shielded away. So I kind of feel like once the shooting started, he jumped out of the way before Breonna knew what was going on. So when the shooting started, she just got all the bullets, period. And there was another thing today. I went through and I was listening to the one of the mothers, and I cannot remember which mom it was, Breonna's mom or his mom. But one of them, they were giving their statement, or they did an interview on one of the news stations, and they were talking about when Kenneth called them. Now, you guys remember the 911 call when the 911 operator was like, is she alert? Can you tell me where the bullet wound is? Where is she bleeding at, etc.? And he was telling her no, he doesn't know, and he was going to try to flip her over, etc. Yet when he was on the phone with the mom, apparently they were asking him, where is Breonna, at? And he kept saying he doesn't know, he don't know. And I'm just very confused with a lot of things concerning the boyfriend, period. And I kind of feel like when he called his mom, they kind of came up with some story to try to make sure there was going to be no guilt placed on him because he actually did shoot a cop. So they probably thought that he was probably going to get some type of blame, and he did. Okay. Let me see. I think there was something else that I wanted to talk about this too. I did want to talk about the celebrities. How many of you heard Cardi B's rant after the indictment went down? I really want to know if anybody heard her rant, because she did a very nice long rant, pretty much telling everybody who she felt like was flipping sides all of a sudden because of the indictment. Everybody was fake as fuck, and she didn't care about any of the facts that people were trying to tell her. She didn't give a damn about anything. And that was something that kind of bothered me a lot, because I felt like so some of the celebrities, like Beyonce included, and we can talk about DL Hughley and all of them, a lot of them, we have to put blame on them, as well as all of the other people who didn't go do any research to really find out what was going on in this situation, because they went around spreading a lot of misinformation too. Because even Beyonce, when she wrote her letter, she said that Breonna was asleep in her bed. She was repeating the same narrative that everybody was getting from the media. So I feel like it's okay to be upset because this isn't going the way you thought it was going to go or the way you wanted it to go, but it's not okay to just outright just ignore facts in favor of how you feel. Like, one of my favorite sayings is facts over feelings, and in situations like this, it is facts over feelings. Your feelings do not override the law, period. So I felt like her rant was a little bit ignorant. It really, really bothered me, but I'm not going to go in on her too much here. I think Candace did that enough already. So what I'm going to do now, guys, because I don't want to do a lot of talking, I'm going to go ahead and post the link inside of the comments. I hope that you guys can click it because I've never done this before, so I don't know how this works. But I'm going to post the link, and anybody who wants to go ahead and join the live to go ahead and express how you feel about anything, you can go ahead and do so. And let me know if you guys can click that link because I can't see anything. Yeah, they are. The media, the thing that bothered me about the media, okay, I can understand why the media was reporting what they were reporting in the beginning. But what I am going to say is Breonna was shot in March. So by May 29th, when they finally decided to post up that 911 call, I felt like all of the media should have kind of already had some details regarding this story. And it's either they just didn't bother, because we know how the media works. The media they're always going to try to be the first one with the story. So they're not really going to go and try to gather all the facts. They're going to try to get whatever sounds salacious enough to go ahead and get the attention on the news. So I'm not saying that we can't blame the media, but that's just how the media works. And they have been, trying to clear up some of this false information, but I feel like they waited way too long to try to clear it up. And if you notice, like even now with some of the misinformation being cleared up, they're trying to go a different route about trying to get people to still be upset about this. It's turning into a whole nother situation now regarding, what the cops did after this situation went down. So the media is a big, big problem when it comes to these situations. They reported a lot of misinformation, but the lawyers did a very great job of making sure that misinformation stayed put. And that's what a lot of my issue is. Is Kenneth going to receive a separate settlement? I don't know. I don't really know how his lawsuit is going. And we all know lawsuits go for long periods of time. With his situation, I don't know exactly what is he going to get from this, because they did drop the case against him. They didn't charge you with anything. They dropped the case against you. And to be quite honest, I mean, they were allowed to charge you with something, but you weren't indicted. You were let go. So I'm not really sure why he's even going for a lawsuit at this point. But if he does receive a settlement, then I feel the same way about his settlement that I feel about the family settlement. I don't really believe that the family deserved that big of a settlement from the city at all. And I've seen a lot of people talking about that too. Somebody left me a comment and asked, how come nobody's talking about this $12 million settlement? There's not really much to say. I mean, that's the state's decision, but I do see a lot of people are upset because from what I'm hearing, they're making the taxpayers pay this $12 million. So he is suing. He's suing Queen. He's already pulled a lawsuit out against them. And they're trying to say that it's not his bullet that shot the officer. But in the indictment, in the statement that they made, they said that they did do tests on the guns, the bullets, whatever, and all of the officers had, what did they have, like 400s? I don't know what type of guns they had, but they were different than I think they were 40s, and he had a 9mm. So they were totally different. But they said something about the bullet fragment. There was something wrong with the bullet fragments or something that they pulled from the officer. So that's why it was hard to conclusively say that it came from Kenneth's gun. So we'll see how that goes, because they're still investigating this situation. Period. Where else would where else would they pull the funds from? That's a good question. I don't know why anybody thought they was really going to pay for that when they're outright basically saying that they don't hold no guilt in this situation at all. They even said that when they approved the settlement for the family. So I'm going to assume that nobody wants to join the live, or I'm just not getting the request. Could they have gotten that high of a settlement due to the fact that the police broke protocol? What do you mean that the police broke protocol? I'm not sure exactly what protocol they broke. Are you talking about the warrant? Thank you, Miss B. They said there was a witness to all of this. Okay, the witness thing. Hmm. I pulled up a lot of information regarding the so called witness. There seems to be a lot of debate on whether or not there really was a real witness or not. So I'm not really sure if there was a witness that heard them announcing, but the police claimed that there was one person who came outside the apartment when they were originally knocking, asking how come they were bothering her and to leave her alone. They were trying to get them to leave. So that's the only thing. The police say that. The other attorneys claim that there wasn't no witness, so I don't know. You want to join, but not on this topic because it's deeper. Top. Okay, I'll let you. Hey, Taboo.
Here. Okay, now I can.
Go ahead. Explain
um,
your comment.
so they've been reporting recently that the three police officers that were initially there that did the shooting, that they never left the scene of the crime. They like literally went back into the apartment and was all over the place when they should have left. They like I guess I forgot what they called them, like PIB or PBI, something like that. They were supposed to keep them away from the scene. They were supposed to, get their statement and everything, and they were supposed to leave, but they stayed on the scene with SWAT and everybody else and was asking questions and doing, interviewing the other people on the scene, interviewing other officers on the scene. And the one police officer, the one that sent the email, they said he showed up at the hospital after the fact and he wasn't even supposed to be at the hospital.
Um, I okay. Here's what I'm gonna say. I don't know what the investigation after the fact would have to really do with the settlement that they gave to Breonna's family, because whatever the investigation was or whatever was going on after they arrested the boyfriend doesn't really have anything to do with what was going on, before that happened, because that's what their lawsuit is really about. Their lawsuit doesn't have anything to do with how they handled the situation afterwards. And speaking on that, there is something else I wanted to say too. The mother. Does anybody remember, do you even remember hearing anything about the fact that Breonna was still alive for like 20
6
minutes?
minutes.
Yeah, okay, 6 minutes. I've heard so many different times, but yeah, they've been saying that she was still alive for quite some time afterwards. But they said, I think I read one of the reports or something, they said in the statement after the indictment, they said that she actually, the shot that she got would killed her within, seconds to a couple minutes, like 2 minutes. That's it. She would have died. So that's a part of the other misinformation type of things I'm talking about. But as far as this, the lawsuit settlement, this investigation that they're doing right now, we'll have to keep up with what they're doing, because I haven't gone through, because I see that they just released a video. I think Queen just sent me something before I got on the live about them releasing the body cam video from the investigation. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what's causing new questions. So I haven't had a chance to actually go and watch all the videos and see what they're saying about these videos. So I don't want to comment too much about it, because I don't want to, spread no misinformation about that. So I don't know, but I don't think that that has anything to do with their settlement, because that's not what they're suing them for. They're
Okay.
just claiming, they just think that the police shouldn't have been at her house in the first place. Really, that's what their lawsuit is about.
All
Is there
right.
anything else you want to address?
That was, I mean, like I said in your I want to say it was your second video, like when I asked how much does Mr. Walker really know about what's going on. And my whole thing with the whole discrepancy, when I told you I felt like when I first saw the documentation and I'm like, okay, something's wrong with the timeline. Did they change the dates? and all that stuff. Like, how could she still be flirting with him? But I think you broke it
Right.
down. You broke it down and said that she still had feelings for him, even though she was in another relationship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the thing too. When I was reading those documents, I was like, so she's sitting here telling him she loves him, and he's trying to invite himself into her bed, and she's not outright like saying no, and she's still really dealing with him. So I was wondering the same thing. Like, well, did Kenneth know that y'all were still so close? Because he did think that it was the ex-boyfriend at the door. So I'm
Yeah.
assuming, they've had a couple of run-ins with each other. That's just my assumption. I don't know. But I did think that was weird. So I don't know how close her and Kenneth was, how long her and Kenneth was in a relationship, because it doesn't really seem like it was that long if she's still so much dealing with her ex that her address is on everything he pretty much owned. It was ridiculous. I didn't know he was that involved with her. But okay, love. Well, if
Right.
there's nothing else, is there anybody else who wants to talk about the situation? Because if not, we can just move on to the other topics that happened this week. We can either start with Tasha K, or we can start with Cardi B being sued and her sister being sued. That situation, I just think that whole thing is petty, and I don't really think a lawsuit is going to really happen from that, but we will see. You said, hold on, let me go through some of y'all comments. However, they said the wounds were too severe and nothing would have saved her. That's true. Was the body cam footage from the night of the incident? No. The body cam footage that I'm seeing they're posting is all after the fact. There is no footage of them, serving the warrant. You just saw a post, TMZ, one of the grand jurors filed a motion and want to talk. One of the grand jurors filed a motion and they want to talk. They want to talk about what? The phone calls from the jail with the ex. My mouth dropped. There's some people have been uploading the phone calls from the jail, but the ones that I saw, they're not from Breonna. They're phone conversations between him and, I guess, a recent girlfriend or an ex-girlfriend of his. Those are the ones they're posting. TMZ story, grand juror furious with AG will talk. Okay, well, I have to see about that. Did anybody hear about Breonna being fired from being an EMT? Um, I heard about her being fired from an EMT, and that was in 2016, right after they found that body in her car. So that's the reason why she was fired. But she was still working in the medical field. I'm not exactly sure what her title was now, not EMT, but she was still in the medical field. So it wasn't too far of a stretch from the truth. Of course, that would be too much, like, right? Wow. Okay. Well, I do think that this situation was definitely indeed a tragedy, and I don't think that Breonna deserved to lose her life. I don't really care what she was involved in, who she was involved with. Unfortunately, who she was involved with is why she was put in this situation in the first place, and that is unfortunate. But at least they're trying to take the right steps and trying to change some of these laws so that this type of situation doesn't happen again at all. Yeah, she was still in the medical field. You can look that up. I forget what her title is, but she was definitely still in the medical field. All right, so do you guys want to move on to Tasha K? Does anybody have anything they want to share about Tasha K? I was going to put together all of you guys' little funny comments that you guys made about her in a nice little video so you guys can see it, just to do a shout out to the new subscribers to the channel. But you guys' comments on those videos are hilarious, I'm telling you. And they're still coming in. No, you didn't hear that. You didn't hear what, Queen? What about Breonna still being in the medical field? They do, and They did. Well, at least they did in Louisville. We'll see if they stretch that out to other states. This did happen before, which is why I wish Lucretia was here, because she guys could actually tell you the story, because I didn't actually go look into it. But there was another older white lady. I think she was like in her 70s or 80s or so. For some reason, she had a no-knock warrant served on her apartment, and she thought someone was breaking into her home, and she shot at the officers, and they shot back, and she died. So that's why I said in my video that this situation wouldn't be the first kind. Let's get into the mess. Tasha, the no receipts having ass K. Oh, Shawnee, why don't you go ahead and call in, boo? You've been saying a lot. Tasha K is crazy. I think Cardi is dragging her to her last dollar. You know, she's not spending much on having to do all this paperwork back and forth. Right now, they're pretty much just wasting time because of COVID. So they're just sitting and waiting at this point. And Cardi just responded to, I guess, Tasha's counterclaim, because when they first tried to respond, they were basically saying that Tasha didn't have any legitimate claims for her to respond to, because everything Cardi said was the truth. So what is she supposed to be responding to? That's why they wanted to drop her counterclaim, because it was frivolous, basically. Well, we're not going to say she ain't never had a receipt ever. She has been right on certain stories, so I will give her credit for that. But on other occasions, we already know she rarely ever has a receipt. Oh, I thought you said it was an older white woman. Oh, my mistake, Lucretia. It was an older black woman, guys. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. See, that's why I said I wish you were here to tell it. Not a white lady. My fault. It was an older black woman. My mistake. I thought she told me it was an older white woman. Excuse me. But yes, the same thing happened to her. The police was serving a warrant on her house, and they ran up in there, and she pulled out her gun and she shot, thinking it was an intruder. Hey, Camille. Who's still? It's so it's so hard to believe that other bloggers actually still quote Tasha K as being actual and factual. Who does that? Who does it? I want to know. Hey, creation. Hey, broken clock is right 2 times a day. True. I don't really have too much to say about Tasha. For all of you who don't know how I got involved with calling out Tasha, the whole reason I decided to call out Tasha was once everybody started getting aboard this train of calling out Tasha over Star Marie, it was like so many people who were making videos about this. And I was like, well, look, if she went this far in this story, there has to be other stories that she's lied about. And I already know about one, and that was Jessica Reed. So I did the video on Jessica Reed because Tasha was just completely out of line in that situation. It is never okay. It is never ever okay for you to sit up here and make up details about a rape victim story. Like, who does that? That's when I knew something was wrong with her, and that's the reason why I decided to join in on exposing Tasha K. Because I used to watch her. I thought she was a great entertainer. She was funny, very loud, so I watched her very rarely. But up until that point with Jessica Reed is when I kind of put her to the side. Let's see. The police don't never knock when they busting in your home, and they don't even have the warrant to show you right away. They print that shit up. Or they, well, I guess you meant as they still waiting on it. Sometimes that's true. They really do. They really do. They'll be knocking at your door and waiting for somebody to drive over with the warrant to hand it to you while you inside already searching. I just heard it today, all about the tweet, all about the tea. I don't even know who all about the tea is. Who is all about the tea? I would go look her up, but I don't feel like it. She must be the only one, because I don't know any real bloggers who were quoting her and saying that she's actual and factual. I severely doubt that. That ain't never happening. Let's see. Off topic, but do you have any updates on the case with the? Oh no, he is out of jail. He been got bond. He's just waiting on a court date so far that I know. The only updates that I have for Dominique Williams so far for you guys. So this, hold on, let me readjust myself. All right. The last thing that I heard about Dominique Williams, and this is probably about to shock a lot of you, but Shaquelle, his lawyer, has quit being his lawyer. She will no longer be representing Mr. Williams, and apparently this is due to the fact that Mr. Williams wanted to bring in another attorney. So if any of you who were following this case, you remember there was the black guy attorney that he hired, Derek Wright, to kind of just assist with the case, because according to Derek Wright and all of these emails they sent back and forth to each other, he was hired to basically just assist Shaquelle with the case, but I guess Shaquelle felt like he was trying to take over the case, or he didn't like her, she didn't like him. They just really didn't get along. So I guess I don't know what happened there. You guys, if you guys want, I will post up the emails that went back and forth between these two so you can see what happened. But basically, at the end of the day, she's not his attorney. And the other part was because they did some meeting where I guess they were trying to tell him that they had already exhausted all of the funds that he had paid already for them to represent him. So if they wanted to continue, if he wanted them to continue representing him, he was going to have to basically pay more. So because he never got back to them, according to what I read, he never responded back to their email. So that's the real reason why she just dropped him as a client. So hold on. Camille, I actually had a police bust down my door one time in the middle of the night. It's a scary experience. If that had happened in the US, I might have been, what? What happened? Why were they busting down your door? Tasha K now states Offset married Cardi for money for his child support. She said that's the real. Where do you see this at, darling? Where's this at? I have got to see it. Did she post it today, or did she post it the other day when she went off on another rant posting like 6,000 times about Cardi? He's been out since, I want to say, a little over a month now. Why does anyone still listen to her saying that it's for entertainment? It's just, okay, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to cuss. This entertainment crap that she keeps on saying, all of that started after that whole Lovely Tea and her and Malibu Dollface and all of them were trending the internet, and we all fell for their fake news. They were being like CNN and Fox News. So when she got called out for that Cardi B and Star Marie thing, she stopped calling herself a credible blogger all of a sudden, and she started saying that, oh, this is all just for entertainment. Everything she does is just for entertainment, basically trying to make it seem like, hey, this is what she do. Sometimes she's right, sometimes she's wrong. It is what it is. It's all BS, and I cannot stand when she starts doing that. It drives me insane, because stop it. Because in the same, you'll say that, and then when you go on one of them rants on the backup channel that she does, she'll turn around and she'll do exactly what she did. My credibility can't be challenged. Yes, it can. It was. I pat myself on the back. Glad he got bail. The longer it takes, the better it is for the accused. Yeah, sounds like it was all about the coin. Thanks for the update, boo. Don't even get me started on that whole Dominique situation. Yeah, let's not. Long story, I'll tell you about it in the DM. Well, why not tell the whole live, Camille? Inquiring minds want to know why the police was banging inside of your door. But it's fine. I'll let you tell me privately. She probably posted on her page or said it on Larry Reed's live. Okay. Yeah, I saw that she went live on there. I think, what did you tell me, Camille? She was on there giving props to everybody all of a sudden. Like she always does magically. You guys remember her sorry, not sorry thing that she did, right? Christy. Christy. I've seen like 3 people make this daggone comment that she wants to fuck Cardi. God, see, I'm trying not to curse. That she wants to have sex with Cardi B. And, to be quite honest, she probably does. But the backup channel. The backup channel. For any of you guys who don't know, anytime Tasha gets into one of these little things, she gets into a back and forth with somebody on Instagram, wherever, the first thing that she will go do is go on a full-blown rant on her backup channel where she knows most people aren't subscribed to and has no idea that she's making any videos on there. That's how I caught a lot of her lies in the beginning when she was sitting over there lying about Lovely T. Who are you telling? She really is. I'm really starting to get offended. I made this so you guys could call in and talk, and I'm sitting here doing all of the talking. Oh, hold on. Hi, Foxy.
Hi, Crystal.
How you doing, love?
So I'm good. I'm good. At first, I want to say thank you so much for being intelligent and being able to break things down for girls like me who don't have time to do the breaking down myself. And I want to shout out to Camille Corner because she does it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a question in the regards of the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion situation
Right.
because first let me say I am not choosing sides because I don't know the truth. Everything is coming to me and everybody else through the media. No one is actually telling exactly what happened. But I do want to know, like, your opinion or your perspective on the story when it first came out on Megan's behalf. When she said that she was shot, she mentioned that she was shot in both her feet.
Mm-hmm.
She also mentioned that she had to get the bullets removed in doing her surgery. And after it all came out, she never addressed the wounds in both her feet. She only addressed a wound in one foot. And a lot of people have been questioning, like, why would you put out that you were shot in both your feet and you had to get bullets removed from both your feet? But none of the medical examiners observed that information. They never concluded that. And for her to say to her that Tori's team put out that she got cut by glass, which is what the examiner was saying, that it was a foreign object, which we know any foreign object can be anything that's not supposed to be in the body.
Mm-hmm.
But it never was addressed by the medical examiner that it was a gunshot wound. Now, when Tori came out with his album, then the media came up with a story that the medical examiner did conclude that she was indeed shot.
Hmm.
So, like, I guess what I'm asking is, when she first presented us,
With her story. Uh-oh. Hello? I think we lost you, Foxy. Um, hmm. Megan. Megan. Okay. Megan accidentally shot herself. I. Okay. The only reason why I'm going to say I am a little skeptical about Megan getting shot is because of the photos that I saw that she posted. In my opinion, I'm sorry, it just didn't really look like a bullet wound. It kind of looked like what a lot of people call, is it shrapnel or something that hits you. Uh, and I'm not actually sure if she got hit in both feet because I only saw one picture of one foot. And the story, when she first came out the first time and she talked about it, she wasn't really trying to talk about it. She didn't really say anything about it. And then all of a sudden she comes out and she's just like, yeah, he shot me. And just like a couple of people pointed out, she wasn't actually looking when somebody shot her. She said that she was walking away. Now, granted, she could have been walking away backwards. she could
Mm-hmm.
have seen who shot her, but I just don't know. Like, I really don't know. I really wish both of them would stop playing this little game back and forth on social media and just one of them actually come out and tell the full story about whatever led up to the situation. Because, to be honest, I had no idea that Tori and Megan were even that daggone close. So
Exactly.
a lot
Yes.
of people are saying like it was because they were in a relationship and the best friend didn't know that they were in some type of relationship, and then both of them got jealous when he was flirting with Kylie in the pool. So
Yeah.
this is the
Yeah.
reason this whole thing happened, and I just don't know. There's a lot of different stories going around, and can some, because I can't remember this, I want to know, what did the best friend say when the best friend came out talking about what happened? Because didn't
She
the best
said
friend come
she
out and
didn't.
expose?
Kelsey said I didn't shoot her, but I saw who had the gun.
Say that
So
again.
she said I
Queen,
didn't
mute
shoot
your,
her.
hold on, Foxy. Queen,
Oh,
mute your mic for
oh,
me
there's
so that
somebody
we
else
could
on there.
just
I'm
hear
sorry.
Foxy first.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, huh?
I read the comment, and the comment stated I didn't shoot her, but I did see the gun. That's all she said.
That's all she said,
That's all she typed. She
was
didn't
that she
verbally
didn't
say
shoot
it, but
her.
she typed it. Yes. And the other thing is that I don't even see no one questioning like what happened with the security officer, the security guard. Like even with the video that's been floating around, you don't see him exiting the car. By the time the video got to the viewers, we seen only three people exiting the car. Where did the security officer go?
I thought the security officer wasn't there, her security officer, because didn't he come out and make some statement saying that if he was there, this wouldn't have never happened?
No, it was Tori's security officer. What she said was it
Oh,
was
okay.
four of them in a car. Tori was in the front. Tori's security guard was the driver, and her and Kelsey. No, actually, she was in the front, and Tori's security guard was the driver, and Kelsey and Tori was in the back.
Hmm.
And if you see the
Okay.
video, the driver door is already propped open before we can see what happened at the beginning when they got pulled over. And there's two different cameras with two different angles of the incident when they got pulled over, which makes no sense to me.
Hmm. Okay, well, I have to look into that because I didn't watch all of the videos or anything that came out. I wasn't really as interested in the situation that
Yeah.
happened at all. When it came out, I was shocked that it happened. But honestly, the first thing I thought was, okay, he definitely probably shot her.
Mhm.
It's Tori, so he probably
Mhm.
shot her. So I was
Mhm.
definitely
Yeah, I mean,
on her
I'm
side.
not saying that he didn't shoot her, but what I don't understand is that it's been so misleading on her behalf because she's the only one that's been putting information
Well,
out.
maybe it seems that way because let's think of it like this: if Megan and Tori were actually in a relationship with each other or dealing with each other in that way, and this just happened, like this never happened before, they never had this type of issue before, especially not him shooting her, maybe she was trying to hold off on saying anything about it because she really wasn't trying to get him in trouble because this is somebody that she was dealing with. So she was still trying to keep him safe regardless, because we know a
Okay.
lot of women who will try to protect the man, especially if it's somebody who they are dealing with. So
Okay.
it doesn't really shock me that she was so misleading in the beginning and not really wanting to say something. I think she really just got pushed over the edge from bloggers and certain people wanting the story and making up stories and then saying that she was lying, and then they were telling her that she needed to post up the daggone bullet wounds and all of that. So I kind of understand why she decided to come out, but it does make the situation very messy, especially with Tori now coming out doing a full blown album basically saying she's lying. Which, did anybody listen to the album?
I listened to the whole album, Crystal.
Did you?
I've been listening to it back and forth because it's so much information this man has spilled in these songs. Now I don't like the ones where he confessing his love because that just it's toxic to me. But before I get on that, I do want to say this. When Megan first came out with her story, she said that the reason why she's gonna tell who shot her is because people were saying that she was cut by glass. And if you notice, she wasn't getting no I ain't gonna say sympathy, but she wasn't getting too much support on her story because people were saying that she got cut by glass. And she said that she was disappointed that Tory PR team said that and it wasn't the truth. But if you was trying to protect him as you said you was, you would have just let that story ran out how it did and y'all went on about y'all day. But because it wasn't enough and everybody kept saying that she got shot, it seemed like that was the biggest story that people wanted to hear. So she said it. So on that video that she confessed that he shot her, she was fake. I'm gonna say it. She was fake crying. She did no tear come out her eye. She kept sniffing it, but patting her nose. And it didn't seem like the situation really was bothering her. It seemed like what was bothering her is that people were saying that Tory didn't shoot her. But if he shot you, why didn't you just go ahead, cooperate with the police, and put it out there with them instead of putting it out to the media so they can come up with their own conclusions of what happened? She also said it had nothing to do with Tory messing around or flirting with Kelsey or liking Kylie. But in his song, he admitted that he got a little bit beside himself because him being a man, not really being in Kylie's essence, it kind of took a toll on him. His little thing probably got hard.
Right, right, right.
True. Okay, let me
I feel
give
like
Queen a chance to talk since she
go
joined
on
in
ahead,
too.
Queen. Go on ahead, promise.
Can
Go,
can y'all
Foxy, go
hear
ahead
me?
and mute your mic for me, please, so you can
Okay.
go ahead and talk.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Hello?
Go ahead, boo.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that, guys. Um, First, I just want to say that it is not right and by any means necessary for any man to abuse a woman. I want to get that flat out because for me, I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle because there is a big piece of the puzzle that's missing. My thing about it is, once Meg had came out and said, okay, you know what, he did it, he shot me. The question that everybody's, is like in their mind is like, what led up to it? What led up to it? And what I don't understand is, okay, Tori came out with a record, a whole album. I listened to one song. I didn't listen to the album, and actually, I went and I googled the words because I wasn't, I'm not all into that. But you know what I'm saying? By him putting it through music, he was telling his own side, and everybody was like, "Oh, that was weak, that was whack." But that was just his way of doing what he needed to do. Yeah, granted, he got paid for it. No, he shouldn't have done it that way. He should have just told his truth, whatever. But if he's saying that he didn't shoot her and she's saying that he shot her, it's like, wait a minute, hold up. What really happened? You know what I'm saying? No, she didn't deserve to get shot. She got fragments in her foot. That's exactly what the picture is showing. She's got
Mm-hmm.
fragments from the bullets. When she first came out and said she got shot, I was like, damn, she got shot. I've seen bullet wounds. I looked at her foot and I was like, wait a minute, baby girl, you ain't get shot. You got shot at, but you ain't get shot. And so I kind of side-eyed it, but I did understand, like, coming from, saying from what she experienced. I mean, anybody could be like, yeah, I got shot. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. But there's a big part of this that's missing. And I do believe that Kylie has something to do with it too. Because why did Kylie all of a sudden unfollow her? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, what would make Kylie unfollow her? So I looked at the video with them being in the pool, and Tori coming over, and you could tell they wasted, and he coming on over. She's got the ill face. If they're both dealing with each other and they're having a great time, Megan had an ill face. But let's not also forget that everybody's drinking. They got a drinking problem. I'm not saying that she deserved it. Trust me, I'm not. Because I know a lot of people be like, oh, well, you should say that she deserved it. No, 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 no. I'm not saying that. I'm like, look at the whole situation. They drinking in what I call spirits. So we don't know. There were how many people in the car? 3 people? Her home, no, 4
Oh
people,
God,
excuse
I
me.
don't know.
Her, him, the home girl, the bodyguard, and everybody just like, just took off. And here's Megan telling her story, her side. Okay, so I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle until the truth comes and rises. So, because you got her side, his side, and then you got the truth. Until it comes to a head, I can't really say too much about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's something led up to it where they fighting over a gun, And then how ironic it was, all of a sudden Meg's ex-boyfriend come out of the blue talking about something, he was dating somebody who was physically, and she had admitted that, but then she put him on blast and was like, who are you talking about? Oh, I'm talking about another girl. What? I don't get it. I don't get it. But she is a victim. She is. She didn't deserve it, and it could have got a lot worse. And I don't know. She need to pick a better crowd. Period. Like that's it. But will we find out the truth, Crystal? We gonna find out the
Doubt
truth.
it. Doubt it.
Exactly. Exactly.
I don't think we're
Exactly.
ever going to find out if they were going to say something, or if either one of the. Well, I'm gonna stop saying that, because Megan did come out and say that he shot her, and like a couple of people are saying in the chat, the medical examiner backs up her story of her actually being shot. So we're
Yes.
gonna have to go with that. She was indeed shot, and he allegedly shot her.
Yes.
Since he's
And
claiming he didn't do it.
he's like, I didn't do it. She's like, she did it. And I'm like, dude, what's really the tea? Because it's not funny. And if he did do, say definitely did shoot at her or shot her, however they want to spin the story, then he needs to pay the time for that. He needs to get deported and go back. I'm sorry, darling. It's just, you got to go, because you can't be out here doing that. That's not cool. But it's just, it is what it is, when saying, when it comes down to that. Because I don't know, would you be like, oh, I'm not gonna tell the cops? Nah, I'm gonna tell on you. I'm just gonna be straight up. I'm gonna be like, no, he shot me, girl. I'm saying.
I feel
I'm
I
saying.
feel a tad indifferent, just
Hmm.
because, like I said, okay, I'm not gonna say because I've been there, because I damn sure ain't been in no situation where an ex or anybody was trying to shoot me. But
Yeah, no, me
I
neither.
just feel like what she said in the beginning, that's really how she felt. She was afraid for everybody. She was afraid for herself. She was afraid for everybody in the car, because of all the situations we've had gone down with police. So she was afraid that if
Yeah.
they knew it was a gun in the car, or whatever the case may be, they was going to start shooting, or this would have went a whole different direction. And she may have been right. So I kind of respect her a little for how she handled it in the
Hmm.
beginning, by not totally
Yes.
just, yeah, there's a gun in the car, he shot me, because that could have went
Yeah.
down totally differently.
Yeah.
So I kind
You're
of
right. You're right.
understand why
You're right.
she did it. But afterwards, I kind of felt like you should have just came out and just made a statement, and just been real honest about about what happened, and not did it emotionally because everybody was asking you about it. Of course, everybody's going to ask you about it. It's on the news.
Yeah, yeah,
So
you're right.
talk
You're right
about it.
about that. But after the aftermath of it all, when you settle you in your house and they come and ask you questions, I'm be like, yo, he shot me. Yo, nope, he did it. It just, you know, gotta stop protecting these guys that are, saying, they're out here abusing and shooting at people, hitting women and stuff like that. Like, it's just, protect them for what? Like, no. You're actually coddling them. You're giving them an excuse to continue to keep doing it. That's not cool at all. But if saying, if it comes out and he definitely did it, because doesn't he have a court date coming up? Like, he has to go through the system, because I think the state picked it up, even though she didn't want to do it. Shouldn't the state pick it up?
Mm-hmm.
So he
They
has to go
will,
to court. Yeah. So
because
we
it's a
probably find
gunshot.
out.
Like, any gunshots automatically get reported to the police.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So
So it'll come out. It'll come out. But on another note, Natasha K is crazy. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it again. She crazy, y'all. She's crazy with her story. She seriously is. But I'm gonna give somebody else another chance to come on. I just wanted to say that. And okay.
all right, Miss Lady. Well, thank you for joining the live. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
All
All
right.
right.
All right. Foxy, if you're still here, you can come back and join if you want. If anybody else wants to go ahead and join the live and talk about anything, you can. I'll go ahead and post the link one more time. As far as me, I don't really have much to say, or to say about the Megan situation, because like I said, I haven't gone through and looked at all of these videos to go see everything that was going on pertaining to this. I've just kind of been keeping my ear out for whatever's been popping up, but that's about it. You say you think Kelsey should go on the Red Table Talk and tell it all. Why the Red Table Talk though? I don't know why I don't like the Red Table Talk. I just don't. I can't stand the Red Table Talk. At the moment, I wouldn't care if the cops lit him up. That's if he shot her, Flossie. People don't like this, but if you go to the police from the start, you remove a lot of doubt. That is very, very true. And we've learned that a lot from a lot of actual victims of sexual assault, because that puts a real big damper when you don't decide to say anything at all. Oh, Foxy, sorry.
No, you can hear
Go
me?
ahead, Foxy, sorry.
No, I was saying that I would really, really like for you to look into it and get a breakdown of it, especially when it comes down to listening to what he had to say. Because if you look at it, Megan platform has grown bigger since this situation. And a lot of people are mad because this man used his music to tell his story instead of go on live and just say simply, I didn't do it. But how would you get a full understanding of where he's coming from and not understand that Megan has gotten $1 million deal after this outburst. And not only that, she did a freestyle on August 30th bragging about how she got shot 2 times and ate that shit and turned around and made millions off of it. If she can
Okay.
profit, if she can profit and brag about it musically on freestyles, why can't this man tell his story, just some of his story through music and remind
Hold
you?
on, hold on. Pause, pause,
Go ahead.
pause, pause, Foxy,
Sorry,
pause.
sorry.
Wait a minute. So somebody had left this comment underneath the first post I had made when he dropped his little Daystar album, and they said that she had actually made a song about her getting shot as well. But I asked, what was the song called or whatever, and whoever had wrote me this, they didn't tell me what it was, but she actually really did make a
Go to
song or a
if
little
you go to her
freestyle.
page, if you go to her page and go to the date by August 30th when she's sitting at the table, you would hear her freestyle and she would mention it. She literally say, I got shot 2 times and I ate that shit. Turned around, made a million. She named the people she made the million with because I guess she got a coach deal and she got a makeup deal. I don't know if it's with Revlon or CoverGirl, but whatever the deals that she got, she definitely glamored it in her freestyle. It didn't sound like it was one of those things that hurt her, that she really want to just be able to just leave in the past and move forward. It was just like I'm boasting it. If I got shot 2 times, I'm about to brag on it. But she definitely admitted that she have gotten more money and more like more exposure due to that incident.
Mm. Well, I didn't know that. So if she actually did make a little freestyle or a song and she said
Go
that, then
look at it,
yes,
Crystal.
he got every right to making. Okay, let me correct this. He got every right to make a song. I wouldn't say make a whole full blown album, but he has every right to respond in the exact same way if he wanted to, and he did. So she has to eat that shit then.
All
Sorry,
right,
Megan.
my last statement, because when people talk about him making an album of his situation, not because she was allegedly shot, because it's not proven, but just a simple fact that his personal life has been exposed to the media. Why nobody kept that same energy with Beyonce when she did Lemonade, or when Usher did Confessions, or when Jay-Z? And here's the thing that bothers me: people literally will choose sides before hearing the other person's side, and all her information is out there. People are not looking at, okay, well, what about his? Does that make sense to you that it adds up that he was fucking around with her even though she said he wasn't? He disclosed a lot of information of their relationship in there. She was sneaking on trips, going to see him in Miami. Her bodyguard and her best friends didn't even know about that. Why would he lie about something like that? She was on quarantine radio with him plenty of times, making up dances. Like it's just so messed up that everybody make a judgment and the decisions off just one person's side of the story. And they're capitalizing off of it because he dropped his album on the day that Breonna Taylor's verdict was made. Like when I think about that, I don't even think, when I hear Tory Lanez and Megan's situation, I don't even think about Breonna Taylor, because it's not the same. Yes, they're black women, but their situation was not the same. Yes, they both were, well, Breonna Taylor was shot. Megan was allegedly shot. But the situation isn't the same. You cannot sit there and use other people's situations and try to shit on somebody else because it's just the thing to do and it's a trend.
That's true.
But I'm gonna let the Megan Thee Stallion situation go because like I said, I will love to see your breakdown and your perspective of it because you're not biased with it. You're looking at all sides.
That's true too.
So
But I rock
October
with Megan,
13th,
so
we'll be waiting. That's
I'm
the day
trying
they go to
not to be
court.
biased because I really like her.
Yeah, I like her too. But you know, side
Well,
eyes come around every time you look at you, something else coming out. Like, sis, you drink a
man,
lot. And then
we
you've
will
been
see.
partying.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go support his album yet. So I'm gonna pull up some of his lyrics from his songs to see what he's saying
Yeah, you
because I
even
only
gotta
pulled
listen
up
to his
one.
music. Like if you're worried about supporting him, that's one thing. But if you want to get an understanding to where he's coming from, that's the part that's supposed to be important. That is supporting this, supporting that. You gonna support them regardless because you're tuned in. But at the same time, musically, that's how people express themselves. And if she's getting more people to side with her before knowing his side, why the freak not?
That's true.
Everybody support
I can't
Beyonce when
disagree.
Beyonce went through her infidelity with Jay-Z. Everybody supported Chris Brown when he went through his problems
Yeah,
and his domestic violence with Breonna. They listened and they understood it.
that's true. That's true.
But
The only thing I'm gonna say about Lemonade though is Lemonade was a little bit different because she was just exposing his cheating ways that some people already knew about. She just made it public finally.
but you know what I'm saying is that she never spoke up and out about it.
Oh yeah,
As
that's
many
true. You're right. Okay, I get your
allegations.
point. She made a song. She made a whole album about it.
Exactly. And people was not bushing, battering her because she put it through music. They don't even do interviews. Why not? Y'all personal business out there, but we gonna listen to your music to hear what the truth is.
That is true. That
But
is very
even if
true.
you read the lyrics,
Okay.
that's cool too. You know, you'll be able to get a, I guess, understanding of what he's talking about. But I felt that man pain. He didn't bash her. He told she was off 1742, meaning she was drinking. He said they all was in a bus, which is not a bus, it's a car, a truck, but they all was on powder, and he loved the girl. Like
Well, okay,
she
I have a
switched on
question
him.
for you then, Foxy, since you seem to know a lot about it. What was there was something because remember when she came out and she did her little live talking about he shot her, right?
Uh
She was
huh.
claiming that the reason she was doing it was because his publicist and I guess whoever his team is, they were the ones putting out statements or something saying that she was lying. So
Right.
do you
So remember they said that academics was the one who actually put that information out to the public because he was on Twitch talking about the real tears that Megan was insecure about Kylie because nobody believed that Kylie had anything to do with it. And soon as academics did that, because academics said he talked to Tory. So that was enough for the media to say Kylie Jenner had something to do with it. Reasons why Kylie Jenner and Megan don't follow each other. And somebody asked her on her live, "Are you still cool with Kylie?" And she was like, "Yes." Kylie was looking cute as fuck. Just she was glamoring Kylie, like, but she had like this attitude on her. And the other thing that she said that was fed to the media was that she had got cut by glass. So if any of those things were not true, she should have just let the story stick because none of that was gonna hurt her career. For her to say that he shot her brought more more conversations, and people to expectate on what happened. Same thing with Kelsey. Nobody even knew that Kelsey was a part of the problem until academics said it. So if academics said it and you a hit dog will holler, and if you get mad because that's the information that been put out to the media, some truth have to be true. You not even talking to Kelsey. You refer to your best friend as them motherfuckers. How you gonna put your friend, throw your friend under the bus? Tory said in his song that Megan has no loyalty. She never came to defense for Kelsey when the people in the comments were saying that Kelsey shot her, that Kelsey had something to do with it. She disowned her. She started hanging with new people.
Mm.
I'm telling you, that album exposed a lot more than what she wanted to talk about.
Well, I'll definitely look into it once I get off this live, which I'm probably about to do soon. If nobody else wants to join in and give their thoughts about anything, because we've been on here for over an hour now.
Good,
But I
Crystal.
will look into
You
it,
need to go
and
live more, Crystal. Thank you so much. Have a
no
good
problem.
night.
Thank you for coming on, Foxy. I
You're
really appreciate
welcome.
it because this was for you guys.
Alrighty.
All right, guys. So does anybody else want to join into live before I go ahead and end it here? Because I've been on here, I think, long enough, and if nobody wants to join in, then that's what I'm going to do, because this was supposed to be for you guys to call in and talk about what you wanted to talk about. Let me see. I'll read through a couple more of you comments. Let's see. And Riri hit Chris first over an alleged text message from a girl talking to him, accusing him of it. Is that why they got into a fight? Really? But she didn't. But didn't she do that due to WAP and Kris Jenner having a part in the video being made? I'm not exactly sure what you're commenting to. Why did Kylie post a picture of her? No, she didn't. Did she really? Why? Oh no. So wait. So Kylie actually unfollowed Megan and then she posted a photo of her own foot? That is petty. Oh yeah, she definitely is. She'll get over that soon, I'm sure. As soon as these results come in from this lawsuit, I hope they ban her ass from all social media for a while. That'll be a great lesson learned. He just wanted to create out. I don't know. I'm gonna look into this, and maybe I'll do a video breakdown of their situation to give my real honest opinion about what I think happened here. And then not too long after her alleged gunshot, she's twerking on them feet. Man, get out of here. Was she? Oh my God. See, I missed a lot. Y'all are telling me a lot of stuff I did not know. The album creates doubt. I believe there is a lot more to this story that's not being said. I wish they would both just stop playing musical chairs already and just get it over with. Y'all really think that he was, well, he did say, didn't he say that he was, well, he didn't say he was trying to get with Kylie. He just said that she was looking pretty. Let's try to keep it respectful, guys. I don't want y'all arguing. I was responding to how Foxy was saying Megan was speaking on Kylie. Okay, so she spoke on Kylie too. I didn't even know she said anything about freaking Kylie. I didn't listen to her whole entire live. Him creating doubt won't have anything to do with the facts, in my honest opinion. He can create doubt all he wants to the public, but in a court of law, it'll be a little different. He can't just pull out an album and say, well, here's my truth. He has to pull out something more than that. Hey, Miss D. Oh, I'm sorry, love. I'm really about to end the live if you just came in. I'm so sorry. He was flirting, probably. He probably was flirting. I mean, I honestly believe it. He was surrounded by a lot of beautiful women. So we know how men are. Not all men, don't get offended, but still. The truth is somewhere in the middle. Well, it'll come out eventually. All right, guys. I know, Miss D. I'm so sorry, but we've been on here for about an hour and 9 minutes now, and nobody else is wanting to join the live. And this is what this was for you guys. So since I didn't really prepare a lot that I really wanted to talk about, I just wanted to hear from you guys. That's why I'm going to do that. A lie detector test. Yeah, lie detector tests aren't. I'm not going to say they're not really reliable, but still, those are a little iffy. She didn't want to claim him. I don't think that she didn't actually want to claim him. I just think that because of who they are, she probably wanted to keep this a little quieter, because you know how people react once they find out that you're in a relationship. You can't keep shit private anymore. Anyone that gets mixed up with Rock Nation, sigh. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm just going to leave it at that too. You can tell in the pool Meg was ready to take his head off. I'm going to have to go watch these videos, because now I'm very, very curious on what was going on in this daggone pool. Seriously. All right, guys. Well, I want to thank everybody who tuned into this live, and I want to send a special shout out to those who actually joined in on the live. I will attempt to try to do this a lot more often, and I'll get a lot more comfortable with this, so this won't be as, awkward as it was for me today. But I really do appreciate all of those who did actually tune into the live just to hear me talk and hear others talk. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the